It has been a wild month of trades on Veriswap. We saw a high-end Shohei Otani rookie traded. We saw a JJ McCarthy Prism Gold traded. And even a flawless Dirk logo man traded. Plus, I did some trades myself. But who won all of these big trades? Teapot and I are going to discuss now. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to Trade Talk with Veriswap and Teapot. My goodness, this first trade today that we're about to get into, we've got golds, we got contenders gold, we got prism gold, we've got logo men flawless, we've got nebula one of ones. This trade is insane. Are you ready to debate this one and all of the others?
This one's probably my favorite one, so let's do it.
I want to jump right in. We're going to go straight to Raymond, the founder of Veriswap, who's going to tell us about this first trade.
For our next trade, we have a $99,000 trade. On side A, we have a Dirk Flawless Logo Man, traded BGS 8.5. On side B, we have an assortment. We have a Cade NT RPA, 2 Optic Nebulas PSA 9, and a Robinson Gold Prism. What do you guys think about this?
Teapot, make sense of this one for me. My goodness.
I'll make sense of this. Logo Mans are never hotter, all the rage, rising in demand and value and prestige and mystique all at the same time, week over week. It's this Logo Man insanity. And I've done videos on this, right? They're very cool cards. I understand why people like them. I think the hype's gone a little wild on them personally, but that's to each their own. And there is a high-end market for these cards, especially the flawless Logo Mans that are super in demand. Dirk's amazing. One of the more underrated players in history, in my opinion.
Underrated.
A true legend, honestly, and somebody who broke through on that European, scene, coming over and starting a wave here, obviously. So you got the on-card auto, one of one. What I see this as is one person who's a collector consolidating a bunch of really good cards,
really high-end cards,
into a personal grail, probably. And somebody else opportunistically looking at younger players who are active, Bijan, Thompson, Cade, Jalen, all these players, and going I think I can piece this up, hit a home run on one or two of these maybe, and go from there. So you're getting one of ones for one of ones, gold, like you said. Really good cards on both sides. Obviously, I really like the Cade and the Oscar Thompson. As a Detroit fan, both really cool cards. So in terms of upside, the side that got the more cards, probably more upside, but also more risk. Way more risk. So it's security versus risk, Grail versus opportunity. Both sides hopefully very happy with it, but this was a really cool and interesting trade.
I think it's a super interesting trade. I don't know that you can really pick a winner on this one.
No.
Time will tell. Yeah. Now, what I will say is that the person who got the Logo Man Dirk has a greater chance of being the clear winner of this trade in 10 years.
Potentially, yeah.
They have the greater chance. Mm-hmm. The chance that the other side would have won the trade is a lot less, in my opinion. Yeah. You got a lot of risk over there. You got a running back, Bijan Robinson, who I love here in Atlanta, and people think he's going to be great, but how long do running backs really stay relevant in the league?
No, not very long.
Their careers are short, and their cards quickly fall off in value often once that relevance runs out, right? Cade Cunningham looks like he's a rising star for the Pistons. That is his National Treasures RPA. Yeah. Jalen Brunson has established himself with the Knicks for sure, but are those guys going to take the next leap? Yeah. Are they going to become the top three two of the top three players in the NBA? Yeah. Are they going to become generational talents, or are they going to be guys who are really good but who never made it to the absolute pinnacle GOAT status, and then they're kind of forgotten about a little bit as time and history moves on? Dirk, with that being flawless, I think that one definitely holds the test of time. I think, just like you said, if you're going for the safe bet, you go flawless. Go Dirk. That market is super hot, especially with those 2 Kobe Bryant flawless sales that sold for around $2 million each. Yeah. The same card for the Kobe Bryant version, right? Yep. But if you want the upside, you can go the other direction. Personally, I think I would go Dirk just because it is the much safer bet.
Cade's got the higher ceiling of those 5 to me, pretty definitively. Dirk does have a number of super collectors too, which creates an interesting dynamic when you have a one of one.
Yeah, it does. All right, guys, I'm about to tell you about this second trade, but before I do, let me tell you that Veriswap is an awesome way to trade cards just like this, and you can get started for free with promo code SCI. All you need to do is download the Veriswap app or go to veriswap.com, and when you're registering, enter promo code SCI. That will give you $15 in free trade credits on Veriswap. So join Veriswap and become part of the network of people who are doing thousands and thousands of trades like these, from the high end on down to value cards on the low end, all the time. Now let's learn about trade number 2.
While the majority of our transactions are trades, people buy and sell on our platform as well. First is the JJ McCarthy Gold Prism BGS 9.5, which was sold for $22K in full cash. What do you guys feel about this?
All right, Teapot. So when we talk about Veriswap, we talk about, cards being traded for cards a lot.
Right.
But there are people on Veriswap who actively just buy and sell.
Yep.
You can trade a card for cash. And that's what happened here. Somebody had a JJ McCarthy Gold Prism and a BGS 9.5, and they traded it for $22,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Good trade, bad trade? You want the cash or you want JJ?
Well, you bought that Desmond Ritter for a good amount.
Right
close
around
to
this price point.
It was a one of one.
It was a one of one.
Now, here's the
one of one a couple years ago.
Here's the risk, right? Is that McCarthy didn't play last year.
Yep.
We haven't seen from him. He was a higher draft pick, which is why the gold is going for that price point. There's more hype into him. A lot of people optimistic. Parker from my team thinks McCarthy's going to have a good year because of the system and the weapons and the coaching. But we don't know.
No.
We don't know. And people get mad when I say this, but Michigan was a run-first offense in college when they won the national championship. Can he handle the pressure cooker and the speed of the NFL? I don't know. When I look at the data, because that's really what this is, it was a sale. Back in December of last year, his gold shimmer raw did $20,000. More interestingly, perhaps, there was a gold vinyl. Those are numbered to 5 in a BGS 9 that just sold for $15,000 a month ago, about 6 weeks ago. And there was a gold auto that sold at the end of July on Fanatics Collect in a PSA 9 that sold for $10K. Now we know, oddly, the autos typically sell for less than the true golds sometimes. So interesting dynamic. It's going to depend probably a month from now.
Yeah.
How the season starts for McCarthy, what this card is doing.
Yeah, look, it's a big risk. I think it's probably a reasonable price that was paid here for the card. It's a big risk. It's probably not the risk that I would take at this moment. I am, as you said, worried. He didn't play it all last year, and he didn't throw a ton in college. He wasn't in a pass-forward scheme in college. I'm a little worried about McCarthy. I got burned badly a couple of years ago on spending all that money on Desmond Ritter. I've been buying some Penix. I've got some Penix right now, but my risk quotient on these young quarterbacks has become less and less. I'm putting less and less into the young rookie quarterbacks, and I am putting more and more into your all-time greats. Every time that I have an inclination that I want to put $22,000 into a rookie quarterback's Prism Gold, I say to myself, how about I put $5,000 into another card of that same rookie quarterback instead, and then go put $17,000 into one of the all-time greats. Maybe I buy a Brady, or maybe I get a Mahomes, or maybe I get a Dan Marino or a John Elway or something like that for $17,000. That's probably the smarter way to go.
Yeah. The shelf life is really short for not number one draft pick quarterbacks. So when you have number one, usually it's like 3-4 years where people give them a lot of rope to perform. When you're a later draft, even first round, it's like second year, and if you don't hit it, people are moving on to the next second year crop or first year crop of quarterbacks. So we will see.
All right, what do you guys think out there in the audience? Would you have held that McCarthy card or taken the $22,000 in cash? Let me know in the comments. And check this next trade out. This one's a little bit of a mind bender.
Up next at 60K, we have an interesting one here. On side A, we have a Bobby Witt Gold Bowman First Auto, PSA 1010. On side B, we have that same card in PSA 9, the orange version in PSA 9, and 1.2K in cash. What do you guys think about this one?
Okay, Teapot, so we got Bobby Witt for Bobby Witt. Things like grades and serial numbering really mattered to both of the collectors involved in this trade. Makes sense of this one for me.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one because apparently perfection is what dictated this one on the gold 10-10 to be willing to give up a 9 orange to 25
because the golds are numbered to
and
50
a gold
in baseball.
Numbered, basically the same version, just with a PSA 9 card grade with a 10 auto plus cash, you know where I stand on this. Like I like you're getting an orange. I don't. This is wild. This is the psychology of grading and how it impacts the collector market. And I would rather have the 2 cards than the cash.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say. I'm going to make a statement. Maybe you're going to agree. Maybe you're going to not agree. Maybe this is controversial. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I would rather have the top gold. I would rather have the Topps gold to 50 rather than the Topps orange to 25. In general, I don't like the orange. I think the orange parallel clashes with most teams.
This one,
most
it looks good.
Jerseys. It looks okay here. Well, it does look okay here because you get the orange and blue effect going on, so it's a little Gatory, right? But with a lot of a red uniform, a lot of uniforms, the orange just doesn't look great, in my opinion, as the parallel. I think gold looks good with almost everything, in my opinion. So in general, I'm actually not a big fan of the oranges being to 25. That's one thing I've not really liked about Topps numbering scheme.
Yeah.
I'd rather see blues. Frankly, I'd much rather see the blue parallel be to 25.
People don't like that the greens are 99
orange parallel
either.
to 150. I don't like the greens. Yeah, greens to 99 either.
Yeah.
So I like golds better.
Sure.
I would actually, if you put 2 cards in front of me and said, which one would you just like from an eye appeal standpoint of your favorite player? You can have either one. It's a gold to 50 and orange to 25, and they're the same condition. I would pick the gold to 50, even though that would not be the smart financial move. The smart financial move is the orange to 25 because it's lower serial numbered. In this case, though, however, I could never justify the gold to 50 and a 10-10 for the orange to 25 in a PSA 9 plus the gold to 50 in a PSA 9 with an auto 10. That's just, plus cash. That's just a lot. And look, I get it. The collector who wanted the 10-10, probably just one of the most perfect possible copy of the gold to 50 of Bobby Witt for his PC.
Yeah.
And he's like, I love that card. It looks better than the orange. I want that for the PC. That's perfect. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it. But that's a little hard to justify on this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the next trade from Raymond.
Up next, we have this Otani batting green refractor auto, PSA 9, which sold for 23.5. How do you guys feel about this one?
All right, Teapot, we just talked about how we didn't necessarily love the green refractors.
Speaking of.
But any Shohei Otani card, I don't care what color parallel it is, it's a pretty nice one to have in your collection. You get a little bit of the Christmas parallel here.
Christmas in July or August.
Christmas in August, there you go. With this one, with the red uni and the green border. Yeah. This is a really nice Shohei. The Shohei market remains, especially on the high end, unbelievably hot. It's still really, really a strong market. And this was just simply, once again, essentially a cash trade, right? A person traded $23,500 in cash for this Shohei Otani. Good move, bad move. What do you like here?
One of the most iconic cards of this millennium, in my opinion, for one of the most influential professional athletes of the last 25 years. I like the hitting over the pitching. I'd rather have the blue than the green and save a little money. This is right around fair market value. A Tag 9 just sold for this exact price. So this, for a little bit more even. So maybe this person got a little bit of a deal. But what I can tell you is month over month this year, these cards in particular, not all Otani cards, but these cards in particular are becoming more and more sought after, going up, 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 like consistently. Where that ceiling is, I don't know. He looks like he's probably going to win another MVP this season. He's back pitching, doing okay.
Not so good the last few games.
Not so good the last few games, much to my chagrin on my fantasy team. But I think it's a solid pickup. I've spent a lot of time thinking and talking about Otani. I don't know that when it comes to injuries, active players and everything, that there's a safer bet, at least in baseball, than probably Otani right now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you can, if you're going to park $23,500
in an active player,
$23,500 somewhere in an active player, you can't get better than choosing to park that money in Otani.
I think so.
I agree. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is a real interesting one. Let's hear this one from Raymond.
Up next at 34K, on side A we have a Kobe NT patch auto, beautiful patch. On side B we have a Bird Fleer PSA 10, a Kareem Fleer PSA 10, Peyton Manning Kaboom Gold, as well as a stained glass. What do you guys think about this?
Teapot, the high-end Kobe Bryant market has been unbelievably hot, and here we have a National Treasures patch auto of Kobe, but look what the other person got. Some classic 1986 Fleer PSA 10s, Peyton Manning gold. You got Amen Thompson there on the stained glass as well. What do you like about this trade?
I like this trade a lot. Very interesting. Like you said, Kobe market has been really hot for high-end stuff. We talked about Logo Man, and when on-card Kobe autos have been really rising. We've seen a lot of record sales publicly of his bigger, like one-of-ones and things. So I understand the trade. I understand why probably that person did it. This reminds me of the trade that we looked at with the Dirk earlier, just in terms of the dynamic of it. And I really like that Peyton Manning gold kaboom.
I do too.
I'm becoming more and more drawn to gold kabooms. I'm really hunting after the 2021 Barry Sanders gold kaboom, if I can track one of those down. And so I like that side. Some really cool cards. Probably pretty easy to move that Thompson if you wanted to, but it's also a pretty neat card. And you got 2 PSA 10 1986 Fleer cards, which is just that's just awesome to have. Nice. So, I don't really see a loser here. Congrats to both sides, and congrats on the big Kobe. That's a big consolidation.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I could go either way on this. I do like the fact that the person who traded away the Kobe got back a couple of all-time great legends in return. I mean, absolutely. Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 86 Fleer PSA 10. Yeah. Maybe they're trying to put together a whole complete set of 86 Fleer and 10s, or maybe just all the legends from that set, and those are certainly 2 of them. I really do like that Manning Kaboom Gold. Yeah, the Kaboom Gold market's been hot too. Those things have been going up. More and more people are getting into the Kabooms, thinking that they're going to be the insert that, much like the precious metal gems from, the 1990s, people are thinking, oh, maybe those gold Kabooms are what everyone's chasing in 30 years, and I think that might in fact be the case.
Yeah.
But that's a beautiful Kobe card. I got no opinion on this one other than to say good job both sides, because that was one heck of a trade.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We are next going to get into a few of my trades on Veriswap. And by the way, guys, I go on Veriswap once a month live during Trade Night Live here on the Sports Card Investor YouTube channel to do trades with you live on Veriswap. So if you haven't checked that out, it is going to be in early September, the first Saturday of September this next month. I'm going to be going live that evening here on Sports Card Investor to do trades with you. So make sure to check it out. Go get the Veriswap app or go to veriswap.com and use promo code SCI when you register for $15 free in trade credit so you can do some trades with me. Now here's the next trade from Raymond.
Up next, we have one of Jeff's trades. On side A, we have a Josh Allen Kaboom in PSA 9. On side B, we have a Luka Micro Mosaic in PSA 10. What do you guys think about this one?
All right, Teapot, this was one of the trades that I did last month during Trade Night Live here on the Sports Card Investor channel on the Veriswap app. Actually, you don't know which card I gave up and which card I got. So I'm curious to hear about your analysis of the trade, because you're essentially telling me if you like the trade that I did or not.
I like this trade. It's really interesting. First of all, I like the micro mosaics a lot. We've had a couple of them on the shelf out here that have tempted me. I think they're pretty cool, to be honest. They're also, I think a lot of people might be surprised to know this, I think quite a bit more rare than the Kabooms are from that year. The early Kabooms, more rare. Recently, they've been making more and more of them. This is 2021, but there's actually like 130 of those Josh Allens graded between 9 and 10. That micro mosaic is like pop 12 in a PSA 10 condition. So interesting when I look at the players, in that we're heading into really both seasons. Football will kick off. Can Josh Allen finally get over the hump and get past the Chiefs? What's that going to look like this year? Obviously, I am a Chiefs fan, but I really like Josh Allen. I really like Josh Allen.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite
overall, players. He's fun to watch. And if ever there were a team in the AFC that I would want to beat the Chiefs, that's the team I would be rooting for or not mad about. And Luka lost a bunch of weight, looks thinner and more athletic than ever. Is that going to help? Is it going to hurt when he's trying to back dive down like he usually does? I don't know. Really a lot of uncertainty just going into the season for both of these absolutely top-tier superstar players. I like both sides. I think I'm going to go with the Luka. I like the Luka. I really think that's cool in PSA 10 condition.
I'm happy I won the trade.
Hey,
Let's go.
All right.
I got the Luka.
Right.
And look, I love Josh Allen as well. I wasn't thrilled to give up a Josh Allen Kaboom. But I said, look, the upside, I like Luka's upside this season. It will be his first complete season with the Lakers. As you said, he looks like he's in shape now. We'll see what happens, but I think there's going to be a lot of focus on him. First full season with the Lakers. I'm excited about it. Josh Allen's still got to overcome the Patrick Mahomes, challenge
plus
that he's had.
Plus Joe Burrow, plus Lamar Jackson. Lots of quarterbacks and teams in the AFC.
So, but hey, great trade. It was a lot of fun to do on Veriswap. I did a couple of more trades as well, Teapot. Let me tell you about the next one.
Up next, we have another one of Jeff's trades. On side A, we have Mbappe Color Blast. On side B, we have a Jaden Daniels Blue Ice PSA 9.
All right, this was a little bit of a simpler trade. People sometimes criticize this show because they say we only show these really expensive cards that are being traded on Veriswap. Well, the truth of the matter is that you can do trades on Veriswap for cards that are a lot less expensive and a lot more affordable.
Yeah.
These cards are certainly a lot more affordable than a lot of the ones that we've shown so far in this show today. So once again, this was one of my trades. On one side, the Jaden Daniels Emergent Blue Ice. On the other side, the Kylian Mbappe Panini VIP Color Blast Silver. You don't know what side I was on here, so tell me, what do you think of the trade?
I like Color Blasts a lot. This is one of the VIP ones with like the Panini in the back, which is a little distracting to me. I really like Kylian Mbappe a lot. I studied in France in college. I feel like I have kind of a second connection to there, some roots. And so I really like him. It's not a true Color Blast, like in the truest sense of it, which is why it's not as expensive. The Jaden Daniels is an insert parallel. The blue ice kind of clashes with the red jersey a little bit. So between these two, I also think that Mbappe's market has been kind of steady to down a little bit. We're coming up on another World Cup when France is going to be one of the top 3 favorites to win. So I'm going to go with the Mbappe.
Look at you. You described perfectly why I did the trade.
I did not know this was your trade, but
I got the Mbappe.
Okay.
I got the Mbappe for every reason you just mentioned, but it was a lot of fun to do this trade on Veriswap.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more final trade. Let's go to Raymond.
Up next, we have another one of Jeff's trades. I honestly had a very tough time deciding which side Jeff picked here. On side A, we have an Anthony Richardson Donruss Downtown PSA 10. On side B, we have a DJ Lagway Bowman Chrome University Gold PSA 10 and 150 in cash. What do you guys think about this one?
Teapot, this one's going to be a little easier for you to guess what side of the trade I was on.
There is no guesswork here.
This was one of my trades as well. Tell the world about the trade.
Yeah, I love this for you. Congratulations. Definitely, you got the Lagway and the cash. Anthony Richardson. People are still convinced, in spite of the fact that he's not the starter. Now Daniel Jones was announced as the Week 1 starter.
I think the coach even said Daniel Jones would be their long-term starter.
Probably
is what he said
so.
in
spite of that's saying something when he overthrew some big passes during the preseason. So. I'm a huge fan of Sapphire Golds.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Sapphire Golds.
Yes, they look so good.
They're really good. And the fact that he's doing the Gator Chomp in this card just is like the bee's knees, tickle me fancy, whatever for any Gator fan. So you got the chance to meet him,
Yeah,
right?
I did.
So
this
is
was a lot
like
of fun.
Your dreams are coming true. You know, hopefully for your sake, he does really well in the upcoming season and maybe makes a trip up to Cards HQ or something. So yeah, a girl can dream.
I think the person who I traded the Richardson for, I think if you look at the cash, at the actual book value of both of those cards, they got the better deal.
Okay.
They got the better deal, but. I didn't care. Like this is, I want my guy Lagway, right? Richardson is old news. He was the old Florida Gator quarterback, and I honestly didn't love him when he was the Gator quarterback because all the reasons you see he's got challenges today.
Yeah.
He'll throw a dazzling throw down the field, and then he'll miss his next 3 screen passes by throwing a screen pass into the ground, and then the next one is 12 feet over the guy's head. And you're like, what are you doing? He's doing those same things today with Indianapolis, which is why he's no longer the starter. Lagway's the future. I hope he's great. We'll see if he's great. But I tell you what, a gold refractor sapphire is always great.
Let's just hope he doesn't go transfer portal to Georgia after this
I don't think that's happening. Don't even say those words. Don't even say those words. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed Trade Talk with Veriswap. Don't forget to get the Veriswap app or go to Veriswap.com and then promo code SCI for $15 free trade credit. And I will see you trading with you live on Veriswap during our next Trade Night Live in September here on the Sports Card Investor channel. Until then, take care, everybody.